There it is. Oh, look at those wrist tendons. Oh my goodness. My wrist is actually feeling uber strong right now. What's going on, YouTube gang? Armtillery gang in the house. Another great Reloaded episode brought to you by Doobie Snacks. Honestly, I don't have a ton to talk about tonight, so it's probably going to be a short one. As you can see, I'm jumping on a little late. I apologize. We'll wait for a few more of these people to come in here. All right. What's going on? Always the first with a big bicep, Exodus Legion. How's it going? All right. We shared that with a few people. Okay, so just a few things to go over. I'm going to make it real quick and easy for tonight. Go over these rankings changes here in just a sec. 16th, right? All right. So, we have some exciting news. Let me see if I can find the picture for it first before I start talking about it. Okay, maybe not. I'll just go to the Bill Collins post. Bill. Okay. So, go over a few things. We're going to go over the rankings changes that I just made yesterday. I'm also going to post the rankings tonight. Then we're going to talk about the tournament coming up in April. And then we're also going to talk about what's going on in the month of March. Okay. So first things first, the rankings changes. So let's go over that. And then I will post. Let's go ahead and. Okay, so a few changes here. We removed Rocco from the number 3 spot, which makes number 3 to Sid, puts Tim Costello in the number 5, which means that the Stephen Milne versus Tim Costello match will be a top 5 match. So that will be interesting. We also have removed Scott West from the 242s here, as you can see. By request, moves my man Justin Maynard up to the top 5. Well deserved. And brings Johnny up to the number 6 spot there. That's a match in the future, in the making. We got, what else did we do? We moved Mr. Aaron Barden to the 242s, where he would like to be. He was technically a loss before Nathan Brown was, so that's why he is above him. But still love to see that match. It's a good match, too. We moved Mr. Alex McManus to the 195s. Now, of course, I'm going to hear it, but could put him at the bottom. But he did beat Jesus Mansa in his last super match, and they weighed about the same. So I'm just taking that for what it is and putting him at number 5 there. So Alex McManus in the top 5 for the 198 to 188. And then we've got Tim Stepp in the number 4 spot at the 176 because he told me he is lighter than the 198s that he has competed at last. So Tim Stepp will be the number 4 just because that is the length of the weight class. Other than that, we took D'Anthony, took him out of the 155s, also moved it from 143 to 155. It's just 0 to 155 now. Took D'Anthony out of that weight class and put him with the one class above, 165, 156. Puts him in the number 10 spot because he hasn't arm wrestled anybody for it. He is more than welcome to, once again, by request. I believe we're getting him against Juan Alvarez here on March 30th. What else we got? This also makes the Dustin versus Josiah match a top 3 now. So I'm not, yeah, top 3 now, which I'm sure Dustin will be excited about. We also got Chris challenging for the number 5 spot with Cambrell on the 30th. So, yeah, still got some changes, some interesting changes for sure. Once again, if there is any matches that anybody wants for March 30th, please let me know because we have some good matches already coming. Move me to 220 fam, says the legendary Balkan. This motherfucker. All right, let's take a look here. Edo doesn't want to lose weight anymore. He said, I'm done. No Moss 198s. I like my Pop-Tarts. So, Edo, that means that, dude, you going to take my number 3 spot or what, dude? What's going on here? I don't really like that. I don't know how that works. Technically, that means you'd have to arm wrestle somebody for that spot. You guys just be moving. You guys' weight, I should make a rule here because Alex McManus is doing the same thing. One week he's 190, the next he's 195. I don't know where you guys are competing at. I can't keep track. So I think Edo, you versus me, you versus Luke. What do you think? You got nothing for Eric, so you tell me what you think. You can put me on the bottom or wherever. Well, I mean, it doesn't mean you're going to stay there for much longer, but we'll see how that works. Let me know if you want the link, Ed. I thought you were in Utah. Oh, I guess you're flying out the night or the day of, but, well, you tell me. You want the link? Holler. What else we got to talk about? So ranking changes. Mr. Bill Collins reached out to me, asked me if I've ever refereed before. I'm teasing. He did reach out to me, but he asked me about refereeing at his April 16th. I got it up. Hold on. 13th. April 13th. In, it's like by Yuma. Do we got a city, a town name? I don't know. It's at the Cocopah Casino and Resort. Summerton, Arizona. Summerton. That's where we're going to pop it up. Moved up a spot. Yeah, flying out tomorrow morning. You can put me on the bottom or whatever. Moved up a spot. Let's go. Yeah, Josiah's in the top 3 now. I'm sure Dustin will be excited to challenge for that. But yeah, Summerton, April 13th. It is in Arizona, technically. It's like close to the border of Yuma, but you're not crossing the border, none of that. So I'm wanting a big trip with my boys. I will be having a super match at that Bill Collins event, and fucking Edo's already going. So that's what it is. We need to get a big group of us, mob down there, drive in, drive out, same day. We're not renting no hotels, nothing like that. Let's just go down there, slay, kick back out, have a good time. But I'm looking to do a little caravan with my boys down there because April doesn't have anything as of now. Against Rob Ballesteros, the brother of Ryan Ballesteros. Damn, you're going to get whooped. That's dope because that dude's an insane clown posse just like his brother. Get your hands full. It's going to be a good match. Steve's in. I'm sure I'm sure we can make a group effort here. But what I'm saying is that would be a good time. I don't know the weight classes yet. I don't have a flyer yet. All I saw was his post, and he texted me or DM'd me. Very good chance that if I can commit to ahead of time, I will be refereeing that event. And the reason being is because I can check Bill Collins off on my resume. For those that don't know, I have refed with the likes of Dave Hicks, Leonard Harkless, Tim Talmadge, Anthony Dell'Antonia, let's see, Harold Ryden, Oleg Skantamorovs from Latvia, Pat Bear, and Bill Onufray. Obviously, did I say Tim Talmadge? Obviously, Tim Talmadge. I mean, probably some of the best refs in the world. If I can ref with Bill Collins next to Bill Collins, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Just go ahead and check that one off. So yeah, I'm very interested. Would definitely like to make that happen. And then I'll make an exception for old Billy. I'll go ahead and compete and ref if he lets me. So that'd be a good time because I'm caravanning down there, and it's like I think it's like a 3-4 hour drive. I think it's like a little over 3 hours, maybe 4 hours. So it could be a good time, but put that in your calendars because you got March 2nd, Battle of the Brave. 2 weeks later, you got March 16th. There's like 15 of us going to Vegas. If you don't know, now you know. Get with the times. And then I can only imagine we'll probably take another 2-week break because then March 30th is the next of the Super Match series, which is always a big practice. Last one was like 60 people. So then I'm sure we'll pull there March 30th. So then it's like these every 2 weeks things because you got March 30th and you got April 13th, which is the tournament. So you're going to have a lot of arm wrestling, a lot of ready goes from the month of March to April. May, you're probably not going to see a whole lot of much from at least me or many others because we're going to be training hard for June 1st, which will be Arizona State, the 220 Invitational, all that good jazz. So, man, arm wrestling is at its finest here in Arizona, at its peak, at its biggest level, and I'm happy to be a part of it. In the second half of the year, we got like the Survivor event that Justin Maynard puts on. I think we have another arm wrestling showcase that he's going to do at the Hope Church. What else? We got, I'm sure we'll have more Super Match series. Gonna try to make a trip at the end of the year. I'm hoping, this is just for me being a little selfish, also the mother and son team, Mr. Steve West, but I'm hoping after the second, March 2nd, when the 242 64-man event gets finished up and done with, the next one to come, I'm guessing, would be the 220s, which I'm in. Me and Steve, we're going. So I need to find that out because I need to know when I'm going to Colorado because I really want to go to that. So your boy's got his hands full. You know, I got invited to go to Puerto Rico in December to go referee with Mr. Manolo. If I can make that happen, I'd love to go back to my roots. If you didn't know, I am the Puerto Rican Viking. I am full-blood, well, not full-blooded, I'm half Puerto Rican. So that would mean a lot to me. That would be super dope to be able to go out to Puerto Rico with my Boricua, my man, my Manolo. So yeah, trying to make all that happen. But every year gets bigger and bigger and bigger for arm wrestling, especially for Arizona, especially for me. And I can't be any happier for it. So with that also being said, I have been training a few people. I have been getting a few requests from some people telling me that they're interested. Just know that I am not any longer, I'm done. I'm booked until after March 16th. I'm not going to be taking any more clients until I can kind of get through my part of competing. So I'm going to be focusing on the guys that I have currently and myself to get through until after Vegas. I'm not really too worried about the April 13th competition as far as how I do, because I don't know who's going to go. I don't know anybody that's going to go to that tournament in Somerton, Arizona. I'm guessing that we are going to be the turnout, and that's what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to promote for Mr. Bill Collins. I mean, who knows? It's on the kind of on the cusp and border of California, so we might see some SoCal names, but doubtful. So with that being said, you know, until March 16th, I'm we're squared away. But yeah, man, I mean, I'm really excited for the 30th. The matches that we have coming up, they're going to be a lot for the rankings. I think all of them are for rankings matches. So that's going to be fun. It's also going to be fun to see how people are operating in super matches after a few tournaments, because obviously we've got Battle of the Brave, and then a lot of us are going out to Vegas. We do have a Vegas group chat, so if you're interested in going, please contact one of us, me, Steve, Edo, Eric. We are all going. Good luck to everybody that is competing in Utah tomorrow. I believe that is Eric, Edo, Big Ben. I don't think Tim is there or going, but he mentioned it in the group chat. Shout out to all the Utah arm wrestlers out there. And then I don't know of any practices, or else I would put them out and I would shout them out here now. But please, you've got let's see. If you're watching this tonight or day of, it is February 16th, meaning realistically you have until about Tuesday, Wednesday of next week until no more. If you're smart, especially if you're going to Vegas. If you're going to do March 2nd and Vegas, you need to take 2 weeks off. You need to take 10, 12 to 14 days of not doing nothing. Don't pick up your water bottle, okay? Now, blood flow is key, so keep the engine moving, keep the arms moving, do some arm circles, go dancing with your lady, do something like that, right? But don't do something with resistance. You want to let your tendons and ligaments heal, just completely cush up and just feel nice and then by the time that 13th day comes and you're just, what the, oh, Edo, you know, in a super match with me. Oh my God. But yeah, okay, so you get my drift, right? So please rest your bodies, take this tournament seriously, take the competition seriously, especially if this is one of your first. There's a lot of new people. If you're watching this in your first tournament on March 2nd, please take this seriously. It's going to be a good tournament. It's going to be a big one. Last year was a big local tournament. I remember saying it. I was a referee. I was main referee. And I remember saying to myself, man, this is one of the biggest, best Arizona turnouts for a tournament, besides like a big one like Arizona State. And it's going to be bigger because it's happened last year, and this every year gets bigger. We have bigger names coming. So it's exciting. There's a lot of hype for the people that are coming. We got a super match between Miguel and Carl that day, which is just mega. Mother-son team, I have a stretch therapist in Scottsdale for anyone that would like a free 15-minute consult, blood flow one-on-one. A stretch therapist. That sounds very interesting. That also sounds like a gimmick in a way. Like that sounds like a dog whisperer, right? All of us can stretch, right? But Steve did tell me that he felt amazing after this stretch therapy session consultation that he did. I personally think it is very underrated. You see a lot of arm wrestlers with the stupid arm that doesn't straighten out. You see the guys with the shoulders that are, you know what I mean? Go do some dead hangs. Go stretch your body and your limbs. This is about longevity. I don't know. I just can't, you know me. I'm clean. I don't take steroids. I probably should, but I don't. But what it comes down to is longevity in this sport is what will make you better, not steroids, not in performance enhancing or anything like that. It's going to be time under tension. It's going to be time filling this with knowledge and educating yourself and educating others. So I've always said it. I've said it to many of you. Why am I going to be worried about my first 5 years if I'm planning on being in something for 25, right? So this is really just the beginning. I've only become pro within the last probably less than a year, I would say. So You know, like I said, once again, the journey now just begins. So yeah, I just think that Arizona growing beautifully, flourishing, because of people like Edo, people like me, people like Eric, people like Dustin, all these people who are pushing the envelope. But I will need your guys' help for sure. There's a lot of things that I could use help with. Set up for certain events. Now I'm not going to be doing them at my house, so I'm going to need some help with moving tables and stuff like that at parks. Number two, I've got one of my boys, Mr. D'Anthony Miller, shout out. I've got Scott West. I've got Ed, but Ed, man, we have got to work on some of your down reffing skills. But I want to see some more people get involved with refereeing. I want to see more people wanting to referee. I want to see more people shooting for it. Maybe you won't be the head ref, but we all pay our dues and, you know, get it in where we can. But I could really use some help with refereeing, because I don't want to have to host, referee, and sometimes compete every event. And then also film, and then also help teach, and then it's a lot on my plate. So I could really use some of you guys, and don't think of it as I'm using you or I'm doing this for free or something shit like that. Think of it as another way for you to open your bag, get in your bag, learn, you know, shout out to my boy D'Anthony, you know, another opportunity to engage and make yourself better in the sport, man. If you're only there to show up and to arm wrestle and then leave, that's great. But I don't know. There's just so many people who are so helpful. And I don't need to say their names, but I'm getting into reffing. Jake Ventura, the mother-son team, definitely interested in doing a referee class. It could only build knowledge at the gable while you are at the table. Gotcha. While you are competing as well, of learn if you can help ref. Yeah, it really is. Once I learned the rule set to a T, and also understood as a competitor what the referee is looking for, as being the referee, knowing what the competitor is looking for, all these type of different scenarios only make you better in both ways. They really do. No one wants to. I don't like to be the guy that argues at the table with the referee, because you should not argue. But at least knowing the rules allows you to stand your ground. And unless you're getting refereed by a Leonard Harkless, or a Bill Collins, or, you know, actually basically anybody, but by those two people I just mean at the highest echelon, there's nobody that you can't, I don't want to say question. You shouldn't question anybody because the referee makes the call. But what I mean is knowing your own rights, I guess you could say, and the things that you're allowed to do and get away with. More so the other person. It's not so much what you can get away with, but when the other person starts to cheat, you're able to say, "Hey, ref, I don't think they're allowed to do that." Right? So it really does, and it makes it easier for you as a competitor. It also makes you, and this is only for certain people, I know my man Steve West loves this, but it also makes you a service. Never did I say I wanted to become a referee. It happened. I refereed one time, that turned into 2 times, that turned into 5 times, that ended up people relying on me, to end up Greg Brown telling me he's the coach, the referee that we all rely on for his super match, for Bill Collins shooting me DMs. And you heard my resume earlier, right? So basically what it comes down to is you never know what this sport is going to do for you. You really don't. You never know what turns and curveballs it's going to have for you, and how it's going to affect you. I get the opportunity now to make the decision on whether or not I want to referee. If I want to, I can. If I don't want to, I don't have to. But at least I have the opportunity to do so. I'm not relied on by a league or by a promoter to be there and clock in. but everyone knows that I have the credentials and I have the wherewithal. I know the rule set and I have the Jedi reflexes to be a good referee. So to be a good reefer. So just open your mind. Open your mind to the sport. Be there for the sport. Love the sport, and you never know what it will do for you. It will probably end up loving you back. But like I said, you just show up for practices here or there, and you just kind of, well, then that's what you're going to get out of the sport. That's honestly something that I wanted. What if we charge guys who participate in super matches $5 each, with proceeds going to the head ref and the down ref? I don't love it. The only reason is because it can get sticky with like people thinking that we didn't do a good job or this or that. I think what it comes down to, and this is really easy because I'm a bartender. I have a small business where most of I sell cake pops. Okay. And we have a tip jar. I get tipped at my restaurant. What we're going to do is we're going to have a donation jar. And if you feel the need and you feel necessary and you feel out of your giving heart, like if it's a service that you appreciate, then donate $3, $1, $5, whatever. At least I go home with something. You know what I mean? But I don't do this for the money. Well, I sure as hell don't ref super matches in my front yard for money. I go for the money when I know that it's there. When I know that there's a promoter who's getting sponsorship from yada yada, and they can afford it. That's when I'm going to say, hey, I'm refereeing for 6 hours. I'm going out of my way. I'm not competing because I'm refereeing. Instead, show me the moolah, right? But if I got to do a service for my own local community for an hour and a half, I'm really not tripping about it. And I really don't want the money. I want the appreciation by other people showing me that they want to do it too. And I want other people to come to me and say, hey, you know what? I love arm wrestling. What can I do to show it? You know what I mean? I think there's so many of us, and who just, it. You don't have to question it. And if you're one of those people, don't be shy about it. Come out, go stand on the rooftops and scream, I love arm wrestling, right? I'm teasing. I'm not making it. We're not going that way, but you get my point. I just want a little bit more interaction when it comes to everything other than I want to compete. I want to rip someone's arm off. Yeah, I know we all want to do that. But do you want to make arm wrestling in Arizona go forward? Do you want to help it tick, 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 push the chains, right? So, and if it doesn't, whatever, I'm still going to do me. I'm still going to do what I do. I'm still going to referee. I'm still going to throw these big super matches, these practices. I'm still going to do it. I like to sometimes be a motivator, So yeah, I don't really know what else you guys got for me. Anybody got anything in the chat? Anybody excited for any matches on March 30th? We got Chris Fonseca versus Cambrell Callahan. We got Clayton versus Steve. We got Stefan Milne versus Tim Costello. And we got D'Anthony Miller versus Juanito. So yeah. Well, actually, I don't know. I haven't even talked to Juan about this, I don't think. Yeah, I need to text Juan first. Make sure he's down for all that. But yes, would be interesting. Be a good match. I told my lady I'd probably be done around 8 if y'all ain't got nothing interesting for me. And that's in 5 minutes. So in 5 minutes, we'll probably shut it down. But that is something earlier that I did want to touch on a little bit, which is the everyday arm wrestler, as Mr. Luis Barrera likes to call it, or someone who's training for the fucking Olympics, right? When I tell somebody about arm wrestling, and I'm sure all 9 of you, 10 of you can relate to this, and someone brings up the slap fighting thing, ooh, I want to with them, right? But the thing that makes me the most mad by them saying this out of sheer ignorance is I don't think they understand what I do to my body weekly how I train, how hard I push myself, and how hard I train for something as silly as slap fighting. I get angry. Me too, Steve. What do you do to train to be a slap fighter? Someone explain to me. I know it's not get slapped a bunch. It can't be it. So you literally are just gonna just go whack a tree or go. I've seen big Casey Stevens in his training for it. It's very one-dimensional. Let's slap a heavy bag as hard as we can. I've seen others train for it. It looks very similar. Okay. I take people through arm wrestling workouts and I break them. I destroy them. Please come work out with me if you think that you work out hard for arm wrestling. If you think that you work out and you think that you push it like, man, I'll go. Come work out with me. I will immediately change the way that you think about the way that you train. I promise you. I promise you. I don't care who you are. Because I don't even like going to training sessions with myself because it sucks so much. This is not a bragging thing because I don't have any of credentials or accolades to show for it. I don't have any first place medals. I don't have any state or world championships. But I can tell you that I have confidence way beyond probably what I should, only based off of the way that I train. Because I know, I've said it to so many people, I know people are not training this way. I know people are not training like this. And it's the only reason why I do shed a little bit of light on the fact that I can show you how to get better. And I do have clients and I do have people that I train and I want to train and I want to show because I've proven it to myself. I've proven it to others. I've proven it to people that are way stronger than me. I've arm wrestled with people that are way stronger than me. I can't do nothing on the table. And then we go to a workout and they're like, holy cow. Like, this is not how I've been training. This hurts. This is different. It's a different world. So back to the root rather than me, but what it comes down to is training for this is hard. And when you're training for it, we call it training for the Olympics, training for the Olympics. That is key quoted by Mr. Jesse Halleck himself. Shout out to my man. Okay. Training for the Olympics. Then you got your everyday arm wrestler. Okay. You decide which one you want to be. It's not a big deal. All of us start over on this side. We all start as an everyday arm wrestler, kind of finding out, is this something I want to do? Is this something I want to, dab my toes in a little bit? But the best and the worst part of it all is when you find out what it truly takes. There's a few of us that can attest to it. When it hits you, when you really find out, oh, I got to do what? I got to go to what lengths? I've got to lift what? How many times? Some get motivated. Some look at it and they're like, I'll take steroids. Fuck that. And I'll tell you what, every day is not motivation. Every day is not, oh, let's go kill it. Today's a great example. I had aspirations of going to the gym after work today. I couldn't get it up. Couldn't do it. I had worked all day long. I had a shit day at work. I got off work. I was hungry. I ate a meal. Couldn't hold it down. Threw it up. Went home. Couldn't do it. Couldn't get it. Couldn't get it up. You know what I'm going to do when I get off this live, though? It's not for everybody. It's really not. So, if you love it, show it, and it will love you back. Because there's a lot of us, there's so many of us, man, in this community that I've seen that really do love it. They really do. And it's not like that in every community. Be very fortunate and be very blessed for what you have as far as the Arizona arm wrestling community. Be blessed that, well, I mean, some of us, but yeah, jump on that table, baby. Yeah, for sure. I'm going to do my circuit for everybody that's wondering. You do like 25 reps, about 25 pounds, each arm, each handle, no stopping, one after another, till you get a nice blood pump, nice just, let's see, next weekend, probably do the same thing. I don't have an agenda. If anybody wants to get on here and talk some mess with me, I'd love it. It'd be a great time. Really just tonight wanted to go over the rankings that had changed. I'm going to post them in the Arizona Arm Wrestling events and rankings, probably tomorrow, first thing tomorrow. And then I'll also repost them in So Strong. Let's go over one more time since there's 10 people with us now. If you didn't get a chance to watch it, if you did, sorry, we're going to do it again real quick. But we got Rocco out of the 242 plus, moves Sid up to number 3. We got Scott West out of the 242s, moves Justin Maynard up. We've got, it sounds like Ed wants to move into the 220s, so we're going to have to figure that out. We got Alex McManus moving into the 195 range, right above Jesus Mata at number 5. We've got Tim Stepp losing weight at 170, going to be number 4. Puts him at the bottom of that weight class. And then lastly, we got DeAnthony Miller coming out of the 155s, going into the bottom of the 165s as he challenges Mr. Juan Alvarez, the number 5, for his spot on March 30th. Oh, and then we won't forget Mr. Chris Fonseca down here, number 9, will be challenging the number 5, Cambrell, on the March 30th, as well as the number 9 here. Nope, number 8 here, Stephen Milne, challenging the number 6, Ryan Carrillo. Stephen Clayton, number 3 and number 4. So yeah. So that's the changes that we made. Nothing too crazy. Like I said, prepare for the next few months, man. You got like 6 days to do heavy training. Practice. If you can, get some pulls in. From now until like Wednesday, get some pulls in. Work that elbow, work those tendons, get a nice pump, lots of blood flow. Rest your body. You got 2 weeks. Check all your boxes. Eat, drink lots of water. If you got to make a weight cut, good luck to you. Thanks for everybody that jumped on the chat. Hit me up for a workout. Like I said, I'll change your life. Biceps up. I'll see y'all this week.